Hey, what is up? This is Dudediligence here, and this video is made possible because of my Patreon members. Special shout out to Bronze 1 again, Bubble, Crazy Ad, Dude Zero, Fast Lane, Green Box, Johnny Boy, Ling Ling Ling, Dr. Phil Blunt actually. Well, he's kind of quiet, but every time he speaks, he offers some very interesting insights. Miguel, Mr. H. The coldest Palmercian. Well, that's I think it's Marvin. And then to the top I go, and of course our lovely elf friend. All right, let's get into this content. And upon popular request, mainly Dude Zero, he's asking, oh god, please post this BBIG video really quick. Alright, I'll film it tonight. And we're going to talk about the future of BBIG. What do you need to know about the potential spin-off? Not really potential spin-off because they already filed Form 10. Therefore, we know how much share of BBIG will becomes one share of Cryptyde. And then once the closing of a spin-off happens, you will have sort of like it's going to become a divorce situation. We're going to cover all of that, and then we're going to cover, is this really another pump and dump situation for BBIG? Well, keep tuned and you will find out. All right. I think I forgot someone. Oh yeah, and thank you so much, Roland. Special shout out to Roland. Without him, we won't have a unicorn stock bot in our Discord, and also special shout out to Bronco because his oil DD is so great. And then a lot of people in our Discord are making money on PBT. If you guys want me to post a video of me analyzing his DD or have a detailed reasoning why his DD is so good, comment down below or like this video. Anyways, let's go back to the Form 10, which is the registration statement for BBIG, who decided to do a public spin-off into Cryptyde. Okay, so before we read it out loud, you guys have to understand that if you are a NASDAQ listed company, that means you're public listed. That means you have to disclose a lot of things, except when you hold a private subsidiary. Okay, when you have a private subsidiary, this value of the private subsidiary will not be separated from your main company. What I mean by that? Okay, so here are two examples of how spin-off works. So there are two major spin-offs. Two major ways of spin-off, okay? Let's see. So first way of spin-off would just be what we call the very common private spin-off. Private spin-off. A classic example would be MMAT. So at first, MMAT equals to TRCH, which now is MMTLP's asset plus MMAT's asset, correct? Correct. And then when you do a spin-off, when you decide to spin this off into a private company, whatever this value, so basically let's just say MMAT worth, I don't know, like $3.8 or something like that. And then we figure out the true value of MMAT. Let's just use the market value, okay? We don't want to like really speculate how much it's worth. I still have faith in MMAT. A lot of people just saying I'm being really negative. I'm just trying to be real here, okay? Let's just say it's $2.8 right now. Right now I think it's 2.12 or something. Let's just use $2.8 right now. That means Torch will be $1. But the thing is, because it's a private spin-off, you will never know. Like, under God's name, you will never know how much this company will actually worth. Why? Because when a company becomes a private spin-off company, all of these documents are shielded from public eyes. That means they are basically confidential now, okay? But there's another type of spin-off which is more transparent. We call them public spin-off. So in this case, BBIG is doing a public spin-off. So how does a public spin-off work is we have BBIG, right? And then right now BBIG basically equals to Cryptyde plus what BBIG have, right? So BBIG's main revenue driver would be the Locomo, I think it's how to pronounce it. Basically, it's like a dancing, singing TikTok sort of app, and they have over 35 million users. But the thing is, their user base, I don't think is growing as fast as they want it to be. But anyways, that's for another story for another day. If you guys want a detailed BBIG, what did they do? What are some growth potential? Blah, blah, blah. I'll make that video, okay? And then you have Cryptyde, right? So in a public spinoff, you will know how much Cryptyde is gonna worth on the open market. Therefore, when a spinoff happens, it almost functions like a divorce. Okay, it functions like a divorce. So let's just say in this case, okay, now we're going back to the document. So if this is also another way of me teaching you guys how to read the Form 10. So what is important about Form 10 is the formality of, let's just say it's a business combination, or is it, registering for new shares, or whether it is a spinoff. The filing of the registration of those shares, you have to read. You essentially don't really need to read the top part or the bottom part, because the bottom part is going to explain why we did this, blah, blah, blah. They always have some fancy reasons. But what you really need to know is the tax effect of a spinoff or these shares. And then another is distribution ratio. So in here, the distribution ratio is 1:10. So how does it work? Is distribution ratio in a spinoff is 1 share of Cryptyde common share for every 10 shares of Vinco common share. For example, if a shareholder holds 1,000 shares of Vinco, which is BBIG, they would receive 100 shares of Cryptyde. And this is also important. Distribution is currently anticipated to be tax-free. Sometimes distribution is not tax-free, and then when distribution is not tax-free, you will see some dramatic, sometimes they would ask you if you want your shares to be distributed or converted. If you don't want your share to be distributed or converted, you can get like a better deal, I guess. Like for example, right? You would in this case, if it's not tax-free, some people can fill out a form and say, we don't want the Cryptyde share, so you should just give me more BBIG shares. Something like that. But not all retail investors are privileged enough to get that option, and not a lot of companies offer that kind of option. But in this case, it's tax-free. So basically, it functions as a normal business, sort of like a formality changes. So what you gotta understand is, let's just say right now, you hold, let's just say 100 shares of BBIG. I'm just gonna reiterate what it means. That means on the day of when Cryptyde becomes public, TYDE, traded on a public market, when you have 100 share of BBIG, you'll have 10 share. You'll have 10 shares of Cryptyde. So if your plan is to want to have 100 shares of Cryptyde, now you have to have 1,000 share of BBIG, or more like before they haven't finalized on the date. Well, one of the things that you gotta understand is they haven't finalized the date on when is the cutoff point of the distribution of Cryptyde from BBIG. My guess is the distribution, the finalized distribution date, or the finalized, if you are very familiar with ex-dividend date, then the finalized ex-dividend date, let's just see it as a dividend, right? Because you essentially get it for free. The ex-dividend date is going to be posted later on, probably in the middle of January. And for those of you who don't know the BBIG's management team, they're actually really, really good at social marketing, social media marketing. What does it mean is, if you go on BBIG's Twitter account, you will see that a lot of people, especially management, tweet not really daily, but they tweet their PR really well. And before there is a corporate move or a PR move, they hype it up on Twitter a lot, and they hype it up on their website a lot. So if you guys want me to cover that every single day, I can put BBIG as one of our sort of like a daily thing, like just like MMAT, right? But we don't really post like daily MMAT videos anymore. We only post very important MMAT videos, because right now our channel are actually focusing on generating like very consistent returns, and I'm trying my best while I'm doing a lot of jobs and still finishing my master's, trying to create 2 software features for my Patreon members, and hopefully later on can be most of the Discord members. One is a very interesting interactive screening software that will help you screen better in terms of what stock is good in this economic or macro sense. And then another one will be a probability distributor that you can log on with if it's connected to AWS, but it's not done yet. So yeah. Anyways, so what are some considerations for BBIG you need to know? Is it really another pump and dump cycle? Well, here's the thing, right? If you see a stock increased about, it's almost 100% now, right? And then usually what will happen is tomorrow will be the highest where it's gonna go. Well, according to Felicity, which is my proprietary algorithm, if we have a big buy-in squeeze tomorrow, like everybody believes that Cryptyde is gonna be there, it's gonna like shoot up about 100% off of its base price. So 100% off of base price, it's probably gonna reach about $4.2. So where's my pen? $4.2. Let's just do, so it goes over here, $4.2. And any point beyond $4.2, it will contribute to a small, I can't say really a small gamma squeeze, or just be a small short squeeze at this point, because it's still heavily shorted as BBIG it is. And honestly, I think the short is warranted, because what really would happen is, let's just say scenario number one, tomorrow, Cryptyde decided to trade on the open market. Then if the closing price, so actually it wouldn't go like this. So it's 4.2, right? And then 4.2 will be tomorrow. And tomorrow is the most likely because they didn't announce anything. Tomorrow, there's no way that Cryptyde is going to be traded. Let's just say the day after, next Monday, Cryptyde is going to be traded. So if next Monday, so let's do next Monday, Cryptyde is traded on the open market. That means on Monday, whatever Cryptyde decided to price, and now we have to talk about pricing. But pricing on NASDAQ is really messy, especially for a public spinoff. According to the official rules, I will post a lot of those documents in Discord, and I will just make a BBIG section, and you guys can just see all of the documents I get from NASDAQ, documents I get from everywhere, SEC or whatever. I'll just dump it there, and then you guys can ask questions there. So basically, according to NASDAQ, if you are a public spinoff company, essentially there's two ways of going for it. So first way is you sort of list it as a new listing, so it functions as Victoria's Secret, but not really. And the other way is basically it functions as a divorce. But the first one will be a little bit rare because you will essentially create another sort of a separated a type of security that's not the same as the security of your first openly traded market, openly traded security, which won't be the same as BBIG. Then the listing price for the underlying security will be higher. And then usually the minimum will be probably around like $4. The IPO minimum is $5, right? We all know that. But the thing is, spinoff is not an IPO. So what you have to do is spinoff does not equals to a regular IPO. Regular IPO. And what makes it even more complicated is because BBIG is actually a SPAC induced sort of like a company, and then it's basically a post-SPAC spinoff. Okay, and there are two possible ways they could price it. One is they will price it just like 1/10 of the closing price, so it will just be $0.42. And then on the following Monday, when Cryptyde started trading, BBIG will drop by 0.42. So BBIG's price will go back down to 4.2 minus 0.42, and then it's 8. This is 7. This is 3.78. So for those of you who want to play this very interesting, quick in and out options, what you can do is on the day that we confirm that Cryptyde is going to be traded on the open market, you can buy a $4 put, or you can short sell the stock for a little bit, and then in the morning it just quick money, right? And then 4.42 is going to be the opening price of Cryptyde. But the interesting thing is, in order to keep the listing of a NASDAQ listing, you have to have a stock that's over $1. Okay, especially on the first day. So what will happen is, either by the end of the first day, the stock will increase by dramatic about 100%, or most likely the stock will just go through another reverse split. this is actually really good for the company itself, but not really good for the investors. So this is situation one, right? So how do you make money from this? You will short BBIG on the day before Cryptyde becomes openly traded, and what you will do is when Cryptyde openly traded, hopefully you get enough shares, so then the first day it goes up by a lot of percentages, and then there's no reverse split. If you anticipate, if at any point when Cryptyde becomes a public traded, openly market traded security, and its opening price is under $1, you will probably anticipate a reverse split by the end of the day. That means during the interday or intraday trading, you probably want to dump all of it. But again, we're not financial advisors. We do not get any financial advices. Everything we say on this channel is for shits and giggles. And now we're facing to number 2. So scenario number 2 is, we still use the 4.2 as an example. Let's just say scenario number 2, somehow Cryptyde decided to price their security at $2.5. And then we use the same logic, right? So you do that minus $2.5, and then let's just say 7 divided by blah blah blah, $1.7. That means you will have a $1.7 of a downside short profit, right? And then because it started at 2.5 and we anticipated a FOMO, what you can do is you can short this and you will still buy more of this. But then you have to figure out is how much of Cryptyde you're willing to hold to contribute you to the $2.5 downside of BBIG, right? Anyways, it just functions like a divorce, okay? So whatever Cryptyde TYDE were valued at, the value of TYDE will be taken out of BBIG's current value. This is essentially what's going to happen. But go back to a more pressing concerns or a more pressing thing. Do I think BBIG will have a higher run? Probably. I haven't exhausted the 5-day runner-up yet, but do I think it will be worth more than $5? Probably not. Okay, probably not. And okay, we're gonna check some option chain to see whether it's gonna have a gamma squeeze or not. Well, as I sniffed through the option chain, I realized that the probability of it hitting $4 is actually really, really high. Considered people are actually scared to the people are just leaving $4 strike alone. I think it will become $4 tomorrow. But again, we're not financial advisors. We do not get financial advices. Anything we say on this channel is for shits and giggles, right? A very safety play, what you can do is tomorrow morning, right? Buy a call at 4. Hopefully it doesn't really gap up that much. And then exceed 4, assuming you have day trading privilege, you sell that. And then depending on, and you come back by the end of the market. If by the end of the market is still flatlining out, you can actually chase a $4.95 call, hoping for a green Monday. If there's a green Monday, right? So what happens is if tomorrow we have a green day and BBIG like shoots up, and then on Monday the market doesn't get scared off, then BBIG will keep climbing, right? But the thing is, Monday will probably be the last day where BBIG is gonna climb up. And then what you can do is you can start buying leap puts, more like leap puts. Like right here, you see all of this. A lot of those price are already priced into the option chain after February 25th, actually. So if you look at the option chain, the most likely of when BBIG spin-off is gonna happen is probably like in the mid of February. So it'll be probably somewhere around February 11th or around Chinese New Year. Okay. How do I know that? Well, it is a secret. All right. See you guys on the upside. If you like this kind of video, smash the like button and subscribe. Bye.